actually like appliques that can go on, clothing or something like that. Um, this one got cut a little bit somehow, but little pretty yellow, kind of feathery flowers. I realized I really don't own anything yellow to wear. This was the only shirt I found with these cute little lemons on it that were yellow. So apologies about that. I found two dice that are yellow. This one, instead of having dots on it, has the numbers on it, 1 through 6. And this one, to be honest, someone will have to tell me what game this is for, because I have no idea. But they're both yellow. I like the sound that dice make. When you shake them in your hands or roll them in your hands. Two yellow dice. Obviously, I can't go through a video without showing some art supplies. So this is one of my favorite sets of markers. I've had these markers for a very, very long time. Like if I told you how long I've had them, you probably would not believe me. And I don't know if this brand still exists, but if they do, I would invest in them. Pentel. Like, I have had these a very long time, and I've used the markers constantly, and they've never run out or dried up. Maybe a couple of them have, but not in general. Most of them are still really good. I have a couple of sets of these actually. They come in this yellow case. And here's the peek at the markers. A sort of random yellow trigger. I found that I have a yellow tablecloth. Not sure why, because I don't really use yellow in my house. But it's got some nice sounds. And it's a really nice woven yellow tablecloth. So maybe I'll try to find a way to incorporate it this year. Maybe for Thanksgiving or something. I don't know, it just seems like really, really yellow, you know what I mean? But like I said, every color has its place. So if it can be dressed up with other things, maybe it'll look nice. Or maybe I'll turn it into a costume or something and be Big Bird. Next, I have this little cup that's yellow on the top with a little wavy rim. be super random, and you all are gonna be like, what the hell? It is a level. In one of my other videos, I think it was my red video, I showed some pliers, and honestly, I own enough tools that I could probably do a trigger assortment of just tools. I could probably do like 3 trigger assortments of just tools. So if that's something that y'all are interested in, let me know. But levels are so fun, and I think this is actually really satisfying. Just watching the bubble go back and forth and back and forth. Let's see how still I can hold it. If I can get it perfectly between the lines. Ooh. Oh man, that's hard. But a lot of, if not all of Stanley tools are yellow. There's all other tools that are yellow, like DeWalt. But yeah, this is a pretty nice level. It's magnetic on the bottom. So if you're trying to see if something is level and it happens to be magnetic, it sticks on there really well. This side has a level for the vertical. Ooh, it's hard to make it. And this one actually even has one. I'm not gonna turn it because I'm scared of it being too loud, but you can turn this piece. So this is a level. If anyone thinks it would be interesting to watch me tap on tools or do a over description of certain tools, let me know. I definitely could do that because I own a lot of tools. Next are these wet wipes. So if you were around during COVID, people went crazy for Lysol wipes and things like that. But these are actually one of my favorite wipes. Even prior to COVID, they're actually hand wipes. They're not like Lysol wipes, which are meant to be like a disinfecting for surfaces. These are literally like in lieu of washing your hands. So on here it says hypoallergenic, paraben free, fresh clean feel, and America's #1 hand wipe. So like if I am going to eat something and I'm out and about, I like to use these to wipe my hands off rather than a hand sanitizer. I hate how hand sanitizer smells, first off, and second off, like I feel like it doesn't wipe away or wash away the germs, even though I think from like a scientific standpoint, that's why hand sanitizer has alcohol in it, because it kills the germs, or at least the bad things. But this makes me just feel cleaner, especially if my hands are like physically dirty. I don't want to use hand sanitizer unless I can wash it off. So if I'm somewhere that I don't have a restroom where I can wash my hands, I really like to use these. They do smell pretty strong. That's the only downside, I would say. But I do really like them, and they come in both like little pouches, like individual packets, and then in this, which fits like pretty well in a cup holder. And I think you get 48 wipes. So these last quite a while. I mean, this container I've probably had for, I don't know, 6 months. So, not sponsored, but if they wanted to sponsor me, I wouldn't be mad about it. So, I found this. I call it pre-wrap. Oh, that's a satisfying sound. I'm sure there's another name for it. I know a lot of like physical therapists and like sports trainers use this, so maybe it's called like, it's not like kinesiology tape, that's different, but it's like, stretchy, and it sticks to itself to hold on like bandages. sure on the shelf it's probably just called like sports tape or something like that, but we always called it pre-wrap, and I'm not exactly sure why. But when I was in high school, athletes used this a lot of times to put in their hair as a headband because there were rules against different things you could have in your hair, and this was not